Coach, any update on Lonzo Ball and when we might see him back?
He's going to play tonight, I think. He's out testing it, but felt good today. And, unless something dramatic happens, I think he'll play tonight.
What will the plan be for him? How can you use him this evening?
Well, we'll play him off the bench, his first game back. And, he'll probably have some limitations as far as time. I'm not sure yet. I hadn't talked to the trainers, but it's something that we'll work out.
No Baines, no Rubio for the Suns. What does that open up? What does that change for you?
Well, obviously Baines has done a great job for him from the standpoint of just being a force in there. And, obviously with the suspension, they had to have somebody step up and play. And I think he's done a great job. Shot the ball well from three, really, in the last couple of games before he went out. So, Rubio is just really the driving force behind the whole thing. I mean, he does a great job of running the team, of getting it to the right people at the right time, and he's had some big scoring games for him also.
Coach, you're 4-2 in your last 6. Is there any common denominator that you can put your finger on as to why you're playing better?
Well, I just think we're, once again, we're finding out each other and knowing each other a little bit better from the standpoint of where you want the ball, and we're doing a good job of moving the basketball and getting away from the isolation thing. We were a little bit too much isolation, but we've done a good job of moving the basketball, finding open people. We've shot the ball fairly well from the three-point line, and then for the most part, we hadn't turned it over. We've had some big turnover games, and for the most part, we've done a good job the last 4 or 5 games of just controlling the ball and not having those turnovers, and especially the live turnovers that lead to fast break situations.
On the flip side, defensively, you're starting to force more turnovers as well.
We are. We've done a good job, and I think defensively, the last 6 games we've been in the top 15. So that's where we have to try to stay in that area. We can't be in the bottom 5 or whatever. We got to be in that middle of the pack, and obviously, if you could get into the top 10, that would be something really good.
What kind of impact do you think is going to have on you guys getting Lonzo back in the lineup?
Oh, we just have another facilitator, another guy that pushed the basketball. He was playing good basketball for us from the standpoint of pushing the basketball, trying to create situations. The pace of the game with him in there was right where we needed it. So like I said, he'll be limited in the minutes that he plays, but it gives us a situation, put another guy out there that can also facilitate and push the pace, as I said.
How much of a positive has it been that some of this stretch lately, you guys have had games where you haven't shot great and still been able to win, like the Portland game?
Well, you have to be able to do that. One of the things that we've been able to do is that we've been able to stay in games that we hadn't shot it well because we've been real solid defensively, and we hadn't turned the ball over. As I said to you guys, sometimes it's not your defense, it's your offense that hurt the defense as much as anything. So because we hadn't turned it over, we've been able to set our defense, and we've been pretty good with setting our defense and taking away some of the things that we've talked about from a game plan standpoint.
Do you think bringing Lonzo off the bench is just something for tonight, or is that something you guys want to evaluate moving forward?
Well, we're just doing it tonight. I don't know. First game back, that group that we've had out there has played pretty good together, so just bringing them off the bench. But, it's not anything that's written in stone either way, really.
And what's the process been like for you guys figuring out how to get JJ hit shots? He's been shooting at such a high clip these past few games. I guess what's that process been like figuring out how to get him in his spots?
Just like I said, just like anything else, I think the more you play with someone and the more you understand where he wants the ball, from a big guy standpoint, how to screen for him, the angles that we take, and what he needs to get himself open. We played with him more. Those guys have been on the floor with him more, so they've been able to create shots for him.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.